why don't you use the opportunity now to start learning? There's never it's too late. Some people say, no, it's too late, I can't really grab. No, everything's possible. If you want to go to school at the age of 60, you can do it when you put your mind and your soul. Whatever you want to achieve, you will definitely achieve. You can be the only one to limit yourself. Allora, miei cari amici, cercavate di imparare 2 o 3 parole ogni giorno, così voi potete parlare bene questa meravigliosa lingua italiana. Hello beautiful people, how you guys doing? Ciao a tutti, come state? This is your favorite girl, Glow Brandy, and if you're new to this channel, you're welcome. I guess you guys are having a fabulous day wherever you are. I know this period is really dramatic because of what is really happening around the world. So today we are going to be dealing with a very important topic, which is the importance of language and integration. So this is one of the most important thing as an immigrant or as a foreigner, being in a particular country, wherever you are. I don't know, but I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm in Italy. I live in Italy. I have my family here, so this is actually basically my home right now. Though I'm from Africa, but I've been migrated into this country. So one of the things that I actually need to know, or rather you also is supposed to know, is about the importance of language and integration. And it's actually kind of like a lot of people are actually not dwelling on this thing, that they actually make it that it's not really important about the language, especially when you are in an environment or in a country whereby they don't speak English, so you have to deal with the language, and then that is it. But unfortunately enough, a lot of us don't really kind of buy into the idea. We're not really interested in a language like that. All we actually know is, no, I'm not interested about the language. I'm here to make money so that I can take care of myself and families. Who the language if that's the popular word we actually use. So sweethearts, I'm going to tell you that the language is very important. Take for instance, you are in American. Definitely you have to know that the way Americans speak English is quite different the way the British speak English. So definitely you are going to know or learn how the American speak their English, so that you won't be there and start blabbing. So that is the same scenarios apply to we living in a foreign land whereby they speak languages like Italian language, Dutch, Spanish, and all that. Wherever you are located, whereby they don't speak English, you actually need a language, and it's very important that you have to take it very serious to know how to speak the language. Trust me guys, if you don't know how to speak the language, definitely you are going to be left behind, and there is no way you will be or be living in a foreign land where you migrated into and you don't know how to communicate. So definitely you've not integrated into the system of the country wherever you are. So it's very important that we know how to speak the language. I know most of us African, we actually have a lot of us find it so difficult to learn how to speak language. I'm number one. I find it so difficult to speak language, to learn languages, but since I'm already in a country whereby I don't have choice, I have to like speak the language, so I have to learn it. Do you understand? Especially when you have family already, you have kids, so how are you gonna communicate? Because you have to know what they are saying. A lot of us are actually lacking behind, and it's really not making sense that you will be in a particular country and you don't know how to speak the language. You are going to be so left behind. And how can you be in a country whereby you don't know how to speak the language? Definitely you have not integrated into that country. That is it. You have not integrated into the country. And the only way you can be able to say you are already integrated into the country, trust me, guys, even if you are in a particular country like Italy, I'm going to be talking about Italy because that's where I base, and you've been in Italy for more than 10, 12, or even 20 years, and you don't know how to speak the language, sweetie, you've not actually integrated into the country very well, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that you don't really know about. And you definitely you get the misconception that these people, they don't like me, they don't love black, they don't do that, they don't do this. Why? Because you don't know them. You don't know then. And when you are integrated into a country, that is when you can be able to know the country very well, to know what is happening in the country, the laws, their culture. So if you don't know this, so how are you going to be able to adapt into the system of the country? So definitely it's going to be, you are going to be left behind. And especially when you don't know how to speak the language, you can't be able to communicate. So it's a really vital issue that we have to step up our games and make sure that we put it into a great consideration to be able to learn how to speak this language, because it's very important. We just have to know how to speak the language. How integration work? You have to know that there are two people involved: you as an immigrant and the Italians. So you have to know them and understand these people very well, so that you can be able to flow with them, and you won't be having that kind of attitude like they don't really care or like you like that because you are a foreigner, because we actually use that word a lot. So but we don't get to know the people. So how can you really know the people without being able to communicate with them? That's actually the vital problem. We don't know how to communicate with them. Take, for instance, whereby we are actually speaking the language, or especially there are a lot of them. Should I call it pidgin Italian? We actually know how to speak pidgin Italian, and we should know that a lot of these Italians don't really understand it when we speak the language wrongly. A lot of them don't really grab it. So it takes few to be able to understand how to how it takes few of the Italians to understand, even when we are speaking the language wrongly, for them to like grab what we're actually trying to say. So we all have that, she's stuck on our head that, oh, even if I can't speak it very well, so they just have to get what I'm trying to say. But it doesn't really work that way, because it's not all of them that can be able to grab what you are saying. So, and two, we have to know how to make use of the language. And just take for instance, when your kids at home are using some vocal, or should I say some horrible words in Italian language, you won't even understand what they are saying. You will just be smiling and thinking that they are speaking their language, but you don't know that they are actually using some word that is not meant to be used as children, even as an adult. Trust me, guys, I can testify of it that Italians, they are the most wonderful and lovable people I've ever come across in my entire life. For real, they are wonderful. Why? Because I've been able to understand them very well. I've been able to know their language, and to know their system, to know their laws, to know what is working and not what is not working. I'll be able to come into their culture, to be able to adapt to them, so that we can be able to have one communion together. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So they are the most beautiful people, the most lovable people I've ever come across in my entire life, because they are actually a blessing to me. They are really a blessing to me. For real, I can testify of that. My family, they are a blessing. Not to talk of my child. You understand? So I know what I'm saying. So if you don't really keep that communication very well, if you don't really get to know them very well, you won't enjoy, or rather understand them, to be able to keep that friendship, and you become families. I have a lot of them that we are families. I won't even say friends, they are just like my families. Do you understand? There are people that I can call up, count on any day, anytime. They are always there to get my back. So, but if I actually ignore their language and ignore their laws, their culture, what they know, and what they don't like, and what they like. If I actually ignore them, definitely I won't be able to have that good relationship I'm enjoying right now. I won't be able. How can you go to some offices in Italy, and you find it so difficult to communicate, especially maybe when you know what you want, but because you can't be able to communicate and address the issue. So when you come across somebody that don't really get what you are saying, you have the attitude of like, this person is not really friendly, or she's this or she's that, because I am black or blue. And you understand, because you won't really blame that person, because she can't really grab what you are saying. So you are stuck, that person is stuck. At the end of the day, there is no communication, and you can't get what you actually want from the office that you went to, and it become a problem. And right now, kids are home, a lot of work is being shut down, and those of us that are not even working. So why don't you take it as an hobby to learn this language now, to know the proper verbs to use, to know how to communicate rightly? Why don't you use the opportunity now to start learning? There's never, it's too late. Some people say, no, it's too late, I can't really grab. No, everything's possible. If you want to go to school at the age of 60, you can do it when you put your mind and your soul. Whatever you want to achieve, you will definitely achieve. You can be the only one to limit yourself. You alone can limit yourself. But when you say to yourself that, baddie, girl, boy, I don't care what people are saying, I don't care what my brain is trying to mess around with me, that I can't really understand this language, I'm going to put my head down and study and read, so that I can be able to use and communicate this, to speak this language properly, so that I can be able to grow. Because if you can't communicate, definitely you can't grow. You'll be stuck. You understand? You are in a country whereby they are speaking Italian language and not English. So you are going to be stuck with a lot of things. You can't be able to move. Even if you are fortunate enough to be working in a particular company whereby even if you are not really doing speaking the languages very well, but sweetie, I don't know if your plans in life is to step up your games. I don't know if you just want to remain in one particular circle so small and you are not actually dreaming higher. If you are actually dreaming higher to attain some, do you get what I'm trying to say? So you have to know how to speak the language. So cultivate the habit right now. Read, get to watch a lot of Italian sections. Read books. You can use your children book. Tell them to correct you, especially when you don't know how to speak. Like my son, whenever I use wrong word or I didn't really put the verbs well together, he corrects me and I take correction, and it actually improved my language a lot. I've been able to learn new words, you understand, through him. So through our children at home, those of us that are already fortunate enough to have a child or children already, we can learn from them. We can tell them, you tell them, whenever I speak this language wrongly, please kindly correct me so that I can be able to put it where the phrase where in the normal in the rightful way. So make sure your children help out. Then that is the way you are going to step up your game. And if you don't have children yet and you are just alone, it's time for you to go to school. There are languages school all around. So go to school and learn how to speak the language. Allora, miei cari amici, cercavate di imparare 2 o 3 parole ogni giorno, così voi potete parlare bene questa meravigliosa lingua italiana. And hope you guys enjoy this video, and I've come to the end. Please, if you find this video very interesting, don't forget to like it, subscribe, put on your notification bell, and see you guys in my next video. Alla prossimo!